and welcome. I am Rosemary Levesque in Portland, Oregon, Second Nature Healing. Hey, and I'm wearing a special t-shirt today. Let me see if I can bring it up here. Toxin Warrior. So from our conference, from our Avini conference, we were receiving some t-shirts. I am a toxin warrior. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm a light warrior, but a toxin warrior. We're gonna get rid of those.
Antitoxin warrior.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of those toxins. And today, it's an amazing thing that happened. We're just chatting here for a few minutes, and Bev advised me, why don't you record this? So let's do this. We start talking about motion, and we, of course, went right into pets because that's the language that I like to speak, is how we can help our pets. What I have found time and time again is if you can connect to people with their animals, through their animals, which is for me easy to do. That's kind of a no-brainer. Oh, tell me about your dog, your cat. We love our animals. People love their animals. They will do anything for their animals. And when it comes to health and healing and prevention for animals, there's not a lot out there that the veterinary world can provide for healing. I mean, they're graded diagnostics, we hope, and lab testing and MRIs and X-rays and all of that, blood work, everything you need that is in that technical world that you cannot do. Sure, yes, go to your vet for that. Absolutely. And then have a relationship with your veterinary doctor or physician, whatever you need to do, to make sure that you're in communication for the greatest and highest good for your animal. And the rest is up to you. 100% is up to you. And most people don't know, really. I mean, aside from feeding and exercise, and maybe companionship kind of things, most people don't know about the health aspect of their animals. So let's touch upon this. Marilyn asked a great question about prevention, and Elita talked about a particular surgery that is fairly common. So I'm going to do a little rewind for us and just talk about a couple of things. And one is our motion product. We have a product called Plus Motion. I'm going to bring it up on the screen momentarily, and why this might be used for our animals. Why we should consider it not only for ourselves, but also for our animals. And here is the reason. One of the very most common surgeries for dogs is CCL surgery. That's a torn cruciate ligament, which is a knee ligament. The ligaments attach the muscles to the joints, and there's not a lot there. It's like a rubber band, right? You want to have a connection of muscle to bone. That's tendons and ligaments will do that. Ligaments lose their elasticity over time. They lose their flexibility. You know how it is if you have an old rubber band, does it break eventually? Yeah, those um, natural elasticity goes away after a while. And so even if you are feeding wonderful, I recommend a raw food diet, even though you're feeding, meat and vegetables, avoiding all the grains, and, we can get into that into another topic, another discussion someday. Even if you're feeding really well and you're exercising really well with your dog, and they're drinking purified water from a ceramic bowl, not a metal bowl, you're being very aware of their toxic exposure. You're not doing heavy chemicals of flea treatments. I'm just making an assumption here. You're being really careful. You're not exposing them to pesticides and fertilizers. You're not, and they are being exposed even though you're trying not to. Every time they cross a street, they're getting benzene on their paws, the exhaust from cars, they're getting it on their paws. So yes, there is toxic exposure even from your own furniture. There's off-gassing from your furniture. If you need a resource for this, go to the Environmental Working Group, ewg.org. I'll say it again, ewg.org. There are lots of articles in there about toxic exposure for pets and what you can do to help reduce that. So where the Environmental Working Group raises the alarm and teaches us about what the toxins are and how they can hurt us, they don't have a solution. The solution is here, right here with us. And when you find this video, you'll know you have found the solution. Remember, Toxin Warrior. All right, so what does this mean for our pets? It means that they are subject to all of the same injuries and diseases that people are. And I have, unfortunately, firsthand experience with this because of my dog, Ginger, years ago. We did everything wrong. We thought we were doing everything right, and we did everything wrong. Can I tell you what was wrong? Yeah? Would you be okay with that? Okay, we fed premium dog food, kibble. Wrong, number one. We did all of the vaccinations that the vet recommended. That's wrong, number two. We did flea treatments and heartworm stuff and, drops where, that was wrong. It says don't, on the label, it says don't get it on your skin. And here we are applying it to our dog's skin. What is wrong with that? Lots. So just in those wrong things, it was enough to create diabetes and cancer in my dog. And I was able to reverse all of it completely, because I figured out what to do. And this is possible. So Elita, in the very beginning, you said regarding the torn CCL in dogs, the surgery for that we know is thousands of dollars, maybe 10 or more $1,000 for, depending upon where you are in the world. And then the choice becomes, well, can the person afford it or can they not afford it? And if they can afford it, somehow they do it. We'll talk about what that surgery is in a moment. And if they can't afford it, then the option you said that some people are doing is
Euthanasia.
euthanasia. Yeah, they're putting their animal down because of two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One, it's expensive to do the surgery, and two, they don't know how to heal it naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just throwing one more choice into the arena here of, well, maybe you don't need the surgery and maybe you don't need to put your dog down. Would you like to know a natural healing method for helping your dog with a torn CCL?
Yes.
Heck
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My
Yeah.
girl is 8. My girl is 8 now. I think about it all the time. I don't want to have to go through that. I don't want her to have it.
You're right, Alita. It is really common. It is
Mm-hmm.
something you would worry about. For
Mm-hmm.
me, my dog, Bridie, she's only 5, but she's jumping agility.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Mm-hmm.
jumping those poles. She's
Mm-hmm.
flying over those poles. So every
Oh
time
yeah.
there's impact, every time there's a launch off, there's tension and stress on the joint.
Mm-hmm.
And and I just
Mm-hmm.
recently raised her up to 16 inches for jumping. We were at 12 for a long time, and I thought, no, we're going to jump at height. She's having no problem going right over it, but I'm asking her to do more. And so the more we ask of our animals, the more impact it's going to have on our joint, on their joints. And what about yourself? Are
Yeah.
you are you hiking? Are you walking a
Mm-hmm.
lot? Are you impacting your joints? Are you jumping around? I do that in the pool. Less impact, more stability, more strengthening for my tendons, my joints, and it's working very well in combination with what I'm doing for prevention. So let's take a look at option number 3. Instead of euthanasia, instead of surgery, let's look at health and prevention. And and our motion product, and why we may want to talk about this with people who are considering, um, their options for a torn ligament in their dog's knee. And by the way, this is formulated for people. And so if you have concerns about your joints, your tendons, your ligaments, then this would be something for you. It was designed for you. And of course, people know me in Avini as the one who, the go-to person, or one of the go-to people for animals, for animal healing. Motion, brand new with our product. Dr. Not, is he a doctor? Rick Deitch, he's a biochemist, and has formulated something pretty magical. Here's the thing. When you are using products that Rick offers, everything is designed to do several things. One, take out the toxins. Remember, toxin warrior, right? Take out all the poison that's in the body, and then support nutritionally what the body needs in order to begin to heal. So everything is designed for helping the body heal. That's our option number 3. We're not going to, put our dog down. They're not going to suffer when we're helping them heal. We don't have to spend $12,000 on knee surgery. And by the way, I want to talk about that knee surgery just for a moment. What do they do? Please look it up. What is the torn CCL dog surgery like? What do they do? In a human, they'll trim off any of the frays of the torn tendon. It could be laparoscopic surgery, minimal invasive. But with dogs, they actually get in there and they cut bone, they reposition, and they reattach. Why they do that, I have no idea, but I have seen dogs walk after that kind of surgery, and they're walking different. They're walking differently, and so the rest of their body has to compensate for that different kind of walk. In addition, not only the extra healing time of limited activity, keep them in a crate for 6 weeks, basically. That's what they recommend. But also the results afterward. Look up the statistics for how, the cancer rate in dogs at the site of that kind of surgery. It's very high. It's almost guaranteed that if your dog has the torn CCL surgery, where they are cutting the bone and repositioning stuff, it's very, very invasive, and that is very often the site of future cancers. So what are you trading for? What are you buying when you're buying that kind of surgery? You're buying extra rest time, you're buying invasive surgery, you're buying almost a guarantee for cancer.
Yeah,
Almost.
you're renting.
You're renting time, and it's expensive. So here are some things that we did when our Gracie tore her CCL. I was going to meet with a surgeon, and then I woke up in the middle of the night. Do you know how that is? If you wake up in the middle of the night and you say, wait a minute, it's like you have an answer. This is divine intervention. And so I spent time on the internet looking for an answer, and I found a brace. I was looking for a brace. I found a brace. I will give you the link if you ask me. This is a company that came out of Florida. They, Jim and Beth, had a golden retriever that they were very careful with. They fed her a raw diet. They did not vaccinate her. In fact, I think they went from one vet to another just to hide, because what does a vet say as soon as you bring a dog in? Oh, let's get your dog caught up on vaccinations, right? That's what they do. God bless them. So they would go from one vet to another to hide the fact that they weren't vaccinating their dog. But when their dog had a torn CCL, Jim created a brace. He consulted with some experts. They developed a design that is custom fit, unique for your dog. And it's pretty solid. It fits on the front part of the leg and buckles around with ski buckles. Very comfortable, nothing wrapping around the body, nothing to rub anywhere. It's going to fit perfectly. They guarantee that. And when we bought one for Gracie, it took less than a week to get here. And because they know how critical it is for your dog to be able to walk, it took less than a week. It was less than $1,000. And as soon as we put it on her, she could walk instantly. She got used to it. She walked better and better. She ran with it, running at the beach, walking at the park. And what I noticed was that she was walking evenly again. I had missed the part about her body compensating for not being able to walk. What do we do if we can't walk on one leg? Don't we shift our weight? Yeah, we compensate, we shift our weight, we limp, we do those things and it sets off everything. It's a whole cascade of events in the body where your spine gets out of alignment, your hips are taking the pressure, your other legs taking the pressure. It's kind of miserable, but as soon as we got that brace on her, walking evenly, running, able to play, able to squat, doing all the things that she needed to do. And it helped her. She healed. We followed up with cold laser therapy, cold laser at the vet, by the way. Cold laser is not the same as laser for surgery. Laser for surgery can be used as an implement to actually cut through skin and so forth. Cold laser actually is sold, yeah, it's something you can buy now. At a vet's office, they had a fancy machine that cost lots of money, and we went in for appointments. It took 5 to 8 minutes for them to have this light go over her knee area, just scanning it over and over again, 5 to 8 minutes, depending upon the size of the dog. She had to wear these little goggles because you can't look at that light. It's not safe for that. But cold laser helped improve circulation. That's what it does. Any way you can improve circulation and the flow of energy will help the healing. So this is our other tool. This is where we went for acupuncture also. I used tuning forks. I did my own massage and energy healing Reiki. I did all of those things for her and she healed. Non-invasive, totally helping with the energy and with circulation. So those are the key ingredients. Now, what we did not have back then for Gracie was this Plus Motion. It just came out a month ago at our conference in Las Vegas. And let me see if I can move to the next slide. I can. Aha, here we go. So this is a PDF. It's not a slide. Crepitus. Anybody have popping in their joints? You hear that pop, you feel that pop, noisy, creaking. I mean, it's pretty common for a lot of us. And the pop could be happening between the bones. That could be that kind of pop. The pop that I felt that tore my ligament was the tear itself, that pop. And sometimes I still feel it there, it's like that, whatever gets in the way, there's going to be a pop or a noise. And that's okay. I'd rather do that. I'd rather do this plus motion and all the circulatory things that I'm doing to help my knee heal, brace, magnets, that kind of thing, acupuncture, all the things I did for Gracie, I'm doing for myself. Number one, improve circulation. Number two, support healing in the tissues. And so when we are able to support healing in the tissues, we're actually providing nutrition for healing to happen. So the two ingredients that you need for healing are circulation and nutrition. Are you getting this? Circulation and nutrition. In order to heal, you have to have blood moving through there. One of the reasons I was told by a doctor that my knee would never heal is because there's no circulation. And I'm thinking, yeah, right. I got this. I know how to improve circulation. Do you? Yeah? Can you sit in a hot tub and have the jets going on your knee? Would that help circulation? Yes. Yes, that would help. Can you just rub your knee? Would that improve circulation?
Yep.
Absolutely. Acupuncture, Reiki, tuning forks, massage, magnets, infrared lights, all of those things improve circulation. Do you do it every day? Absolutely. Yeah, you have to do it every day. You have to provide circulation every day because blood carries the nutrients to the cells and takes away the waste. That's the function, carrying nutrients and oxygen, carrying away the waste. You have to have circulation all the time. So, number one, improve circulation. Number two, feed the healthy cells. Feed them. So let's go over our motion product and see what's in there that could feed your healthy cells. What do they need? And the first thing on here, I know it's a PDF here, so let's go down that left column, glucosamine, HCl. And everybody's heard of glucosamine, yes? Is glucosamine sold on store shelves? Yes. Do you know where it comes from? Shellfish. Shellfish is the only source of glucosamine. And for people who are allergic to shellfish, I actually asked Rick this question and he came back with an answer. He said, because I have people who are allergic to shellfish, they wanted to know, is there glucosamine in here? They see glucosamine, they run the other way because they're allergic to shellfish. It's frightening to be allergic to something, don't you think? You have dire consequences. So Rick came back with the answer of yes, all glucosamine comes from shellfish. He said ours is a purified glucosamine. People with allergies should have no problem. My caution, of course, to you is if you are allergic to shellfish, just proceed with your normal bit of caution. Try it, see how you do. Maybe start with a small amount and see if you're able to take this product. Should be no problem, glucosamine. However, we keep adding our ingredients, Opti MSM. So MSM, methyl sulfonyl methane. MSM is a derivative of DMSO. Has anybody ever heard of DMSO?
Yep, and it works.
Yeah, well, with
Does it?
consequences.
For horses?
DMSO. Well, DMSO, I remember my first encounter with that when we were living in Korea, South Korea in the 80s. My husband needed something. People told him DMSO. He was able to get DMSO. Now, something about garlic. Garlic?
The taste.
It tasted like garlic and it smelled like, I don't know, it was horrible. It was
If
really
you're
bad.
tasting the
You know,
garlic,
he
apparently
smelled.
it means it's working.
Well, of course it's going to work. Of course it's going to work. And there is a very strong taste, and then it comes out your pores and icky, right? But MSM, there's that word but. And MSM, a derivative of DMSO, has the magic of the DMSO in it without the garlicky stuff. I mean, if you want to eat garlic, go ahead and enjoy garlic. Do that. That's good for circulation. The sulfur that is in MSM, see sulfo is in the name of it. Sulfur is really good for inflammation. So MSM, well known as an ingredient for inflammation and for joint pain. hyaluronic acid. So what Rick says attracts and holds significant amounts of water to keep tissues hydrated and plump. So we want to improve elasticity. You see hyaluronic acid added to skincare products, don't you? Yeah, for the elasticity of skin. Um, I don't use hyaluronic acid. I have other things that I do that seem to be working really well. And so we want to be hydrated. I would say this ingredient, hyaluronic acid, in combination with the hydration plus hydration that Avini offers is a good idea. We want to stay hydrated. This is going to be critical. Celadrin is one of the magic ingredients. So this is cetyl myristoyate, cetyl, which comes from cetaceans. Whales are cetaceans. I'm not saying celadrin comes from whales, but it is a compound that is found in whales, and that's where it gets its name. And so it's anti-inflammatory, and it's structurally similar to compounds that the body is already making that, however, it does not trigger inflammation. It stops the inflammatory process. Now, years ago, I used to use a cream from another company that had cetyl myristoyate in it. That was really the only ingredient. It was the, whatever the carrier was for the lotion, plus the cetyl myristoyate, and worked great. You could rub it on your joints. You could, yeah, it was a cream, so you had to use it topically. Nobody was taking it internally, and it worked really fast. So our cetyl myristoyate, which is taken internally, now we're using something systemically to help with inflammation and pain, and it's working almost overnight. It's amazing how fast this works. Colavant. Colavant is similar to a type 2 collagen in people. And what Rick says is when we take it, it has the effect of teaching the body to preserve joint cartilage. So we're reducing the destruction of cartilage and turning the message around by saying, oh, don't destroy this, make new cartilage. Does anybody need new cartilage in their joints?
Everyone.
Everyone needs new cartilage. Yes, we want new cartilage. So this type of collagen is going to help us. This allows Plus Motion to work much faster than other joint products in improving joint integrity and structure. Does this sound like something so far that you want? And maybe you want for your dog? Okay, we still have more. There's one more here, two more. Tendaxion is the first ever supplement clinically proven to improve tendon health. Does anybody want healthy tendons?
Yep.
Yes, I do. I want healthy tendons. And do I want healthy tendons for my dog? Absolutely, yes. So it helps maintain the biochemical properties of the tendons while promoting healthy tendon structure. This sounds, I put this in the category of a good idea. It's a good idea to have all of these ingredients now working together. So you're not going to a store and buying one ingredient for this, one ingredient for that, one ingredient for that, another ingredient for that. You can't get what you need working together like Rick has done until you are taking our Plus Motion with, of course, detoxolite, because heavy metals interfere with healing. This is the one most overlooked part of the whole healing industry. Everybody, every doctor, every vet, every health coach, every energy healer, everybody has missed this one point. And I know you are not missing it because you're here. The missing thing that everybody else has missed is that if you have heavy metals, it doesn't matter how many nutrients you're doing. It doesn't matter what supplements you're taking. It doesn't matter how much exercise you're doing or meditation or intuitive work or energy healing. It doesn't matter because it's all going to be temporary unless you get those heavy metals out. And so Rick has built into all of our products Detoxilite to remove the obstacle that interferes with your nutrient absorption. Remember, I said there are two things really important for healing. One, two, circulation,
Circulation and nutrition.
circulation and nutrition. You got it. Thank you, Star. Circulation. So you want to improve circulation. Okay, easy. We can do that. You know all kinds of ways to improve circulation, don't you? Including our Plus Cardio Care product, which will help expand our blood vessels and clean them out and improve heart pumping, the strength of your heart. It'll improve your blood pressure. It'll improve every aspect of your circulatory system. So that in combination with massage, acupuncture, light therapy, magnets, infrared, movement, joint lubrication, all of those things will improve circulation. So circulation, number one, and number two, nutrition. But the caveat to that is you cannot possibly take, for example, if somebody has lead in their bones and they're dealing with osteoporosis and they say, oh, I'm taking a calcium supplement. No, you can't absorb the calcium where you want it. You cannot possibly absorb the calcium where you want it because you have lead in your bones. You want to literally get the lead out, get the lead out so that the calcium you're taking can be absorbed. So circulation and nutrition, vital for healing. And I will add the other piece here is to support, whether it's a brace or a wrap or some other kind of thing to import the structural integrity while you are healing. Because healing takes a little bit of time. It takes some time for cells to reproduce, to create new cells. And this is really what you're doing. You are creating new cells. And they're healthy cells. They're cells with elasticity. They're cells with strength and support. They're cells that have vitality to them. That's the kind of nutrient that you're offering your body when you have circulation and nutrition, and you're using our Detoxilite in every product, almost every product that Rick has created, having Detoxilite so that all the stumbling blocks are taken away. They're all gone. Take away the stumbling blocks, help the body heal. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to stop this share here. And if you want that document, if you're watching this recording and you want the document, I will send you the document. Just ask. Hi, Carol.
Hey, sorry I'm late.
That's okay. I am recording this, but shall we chat just for a minute about what we're seeing out there in the world for people with joints that need a little help, or animals with joints that need a little help? And Marilyn, I want to come back to you before I hear from anybody else, because you asked a brilliant question. You want to say it again? Do you know what your question was?
Yes, I was wondering, when should you really concentrate on this? Do you do it as routine, every day type thing, or do you wait until your pet is showing signs of pain and then you start the routine, the ritual?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Can I narrow it down for you? You're asking, should you be proactive or reactive?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Okay, does anybody want to try to answer that with an opinion? We'll take opinion.
Always proactive.
Okay, tell me why, Star.
Because you don't want the problem to occur in the first place. And if it does occur, it's going to take longer to heal and it's harder on your body. Do it right from the get-go.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, that's a very good philosophy, and I tend to agree with that too. Anybody else want to comment on proactive or reactive, whether it's this product in this situation or some other situation?
Well, my pup, he has a knee that goes in and out, pops in and out all the time. So just slips in and out. So for him, I got to get this going right away. I do not want him to I do not want surgery, and that's what they are talking eventually.
So being proactive before surgery, that's a degree of proactivity. Absolutely. Yeah. So to take this supplement proactively to help avoid the possible need for surgery
Mhm.
sounds like a good idea. That's pretty good there. Hey, Carol, do you have any opinions about our plus motion? Any insights on this?
Well, I certainly found out how effective it is since it worked for me so well. And then I experimented and got off of it for a day. And that night I was taking it again because the pain was coming back. So I found out how effective it is. And if I forget to take it in the morning, I can start feeling it. I feel a little bit of tension. And I remember that, oh, I didn't take it this morning. So it's just totally amazing what it's done for my back and my shoulder and my knee. I have not had any more knee pain. The knee pain is totally gone. And that is totally a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
So are
Okay.
you saying we can give motion to dogs?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. How, just open the capsule and maybe put, like for Finley, he's only 8 pounds now. So just do just a little sprinkle.
Good question. So I recently started my daughter's dog on Plus Motion, and she weighs about 55, maybe 60 pounds. So she's getting the human dose, human recommended dose, which is 2 capsules twice a day. And that is being opened into her food. And yeah, it feels like it's working. It's again in the category of good idea, right? It's a good idea.
Mhm.
Now, for an 8-pound dog, for a little dog, well, maybe half a capsule twice a day or half a capsule 3 times a day, depending upon what the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do a full capsule? You probably could. There is, excuse me, there is nothing in here that is going to hurt. Mhm.
Okay.
And Carol, I know that you've also created a dose for yourself that didn't say on the bottle. On the bottle, it's 2 capsules twice a day, and you had increased that. Can you tell us
Yeah.
about how you had increased it?
So I increased it to 3 capsules 3 times a day.
Okay, and how long did you do that?
Um, so let's see, I finished one whole bottle, so it's been just over a month. I did the twice a day for about the first 2 days, and then I upped it. And now I do 2 times a day, and I do 2 at bedtime. So I've cut back by 1 because of the improvement. So
Okay.
I'm just kind of playing it by ear and adjusting it. However, last night I used the big clippers to prune a rose, and I feel it slightly in my shoulder this morning, but not much. So that's a huge
Mhm.
improvement.
That's incredible. So I want to point something out. Plus Motion was not designed as a pain reliever, an analgesic. It's not an NSAID, it's not a pain blocker, it's not that. what it does is reduce inflammation so you don't feel pain. So it's not an opioid, it's not your usual over-the-counter pain reliever, it's not designed as a pain blocker. It helps you heal so that you don't have pain.
Yep.
This is a big point to make for everybody. It's not a pain medication, it's an anti-inflammatory health promoter so that you can get past that pain. Your body uses pain to signal you that there's something wrong. And so if you can reduce inflammation and you don't have pain, you're actually beginning a healing process. So a person, as evidenced by Carol, can take 3 capsules 3 times a day. If you need to, you can do that. It's not going to hurt you. There's nothing in here that will hurt you. For an 8-pound dog, could you do 1 capsule twice a day? You probably could. You probably could. If there is, a critical situation, if there's something you're trying to get ahead of, go ahead and start with half a capsule twice a day. You can increase it, in my opinion, to 1 capsule twice a day. Might you be able to go to 1 capsule 3 times a day? You probably could. I am finding for myself, having a 3rd dose of motion in the middle of the day is a good idea for me. I like how that feels in my body. I like how that feels. So getting back to the dogs and the CCL problem, we said expensive surgery for $10,000 to $12,000, invasive, can lead to problems down the road, cutting bone, readjusting, throwing off their ability to walk the way they should be walking, downtime, at least 6 weeks in a kennel, no activity, or get a brace and start the healing process. Does that feel maybe like a better solution?
Mhm.
Not just for animals, but for people.
Everyone.
Mhm.
Yeah. And recently we had a promotion where, I love promotion. We had promotion. We're for motion.
We still have it.
Yes, we do. We still have it until the end of the month. You can get a package that has 1 bottle of Plus Motion and the Plus Relief, which is our pain reliever, by the way. You want to add a pain reliever, anti-inflammatory, a spray and a gel at a reduced cost. I bought 2 of them because why not? We go through it, we use it. Because again, category, good idea. We like things that are a good idea. Hey guys, I'm going to just stop the recording, but let's hang around and talk for a few minutes. All right. Thank you so much for everybody watching, for being here. I appreciate you. Get in touch with one of us and we'll send you this document and more information. Okay.